Have you gotten to the stage where you're questioning why? Why all the pain? Why all the trauma? Why all the abuse? Why all the repeated cycles? Why me? Well, this is the thing. We're here to discover that life actually happens for you, not to you. You're here to turn your pain into your superpower, your pain into your passion, into your purpose. Your experiences are what are calling you now to help other people. My name is Angela Cleary. I'm a feminine empowerment coach. I specialise in healing after narcissistic abuse, and I also offer twin flame and spiritual guidance. This is it. We get to a stage in our lives where we kind of question, why did I suffer so much? Why has life been so turbulent? Why has it been crazy roller coaster? Why have I suffered from pain, trauma, abuse, neglect, abandonment, rejection? The list goes fucking on and on and on. And we get to a stage where we're like, why do I deserve this? Why am I being punished? But you're not actually being punished. You're being shaped. You're being given strength. You're being given a superpower. And that's the secret here. You know, your experiences are going to make you stronger, resilient. They're going to set your soul on fire, because that's what ends up driving you forward when you recover from these things. That's what gives you a purpose in this world. You know, and it's weird because we get to a stage, especially when we go through awakening and we start to heal from our trauma and our past, we start to question, what's it all for? Why am I even here? Was I here just to suffer? No, you're here to turn your mess into your message, your pain into your power. And that's it. You know, I've been on a roller coaster journey my whole life. I've suffered trauma from a very young age. I suffered, abuse in relationships as well. So it was a constant ongoing battle until I saw the repeated patterns. So when I started my awakening journey and when I started to properly heal, I felt music was my calling. I got such a passion for it, and I was like, yes, this is it for me. This is it. And it felt that way. But I ended up relapsing then, and everything went to shit. I lost all sense of self. I lost who I was. I lost all ambition. I lost all purpose. I was like, what's it all for? And, I suffered another cycle of abuse. And I was just like, what am I doing here? I feel nothing anymore. I don't even feel a call to music anymore. I'm feeling really, really, I felt emotionless. I felt numb. I felt like that there was no passion, no drive, nothing for me anymore. And it was a scary feeling, because, you get to a stage where you're just like, what's the point? And, if it wasn't for my animals, I wouldn't be here really, because I wouldn't have felt that there was a reason to fucking keep going, to be honest. And I was in the depths of healing. I was in the depths of despair. I had to walk away from family and friends. And I was all alone. I was isolated, and I was like, what am I doing? Why am I being punished? Why am I going through another narcissistic abuse cycle? Why, And that's when I discovered the live event by Matthew McConaughey, Dean Graziosi, Tony Robbins, and a few other speakers were in it as well. This was in May 2023. And I was in the really darkest depths at this stage, really isolated, really alone, really in pain. And I never watched live events. I was like, no. I was allergic to them. I was like, no, thank you, no, thank you. But it was because Matthew McConaughey was in it, and I loved him as an actor anyway. But so I watched it, and I watched all 4 hours of it, and I was just like, I cried the whole way through, because it was the first time I actually thought, oh my God, I feel something. I feel a spark. And I felt a spark for coaching. I felt a spark for helping others. I'd always, my whole life, been, helping people. I've always been the one giving advice. I've always been like my own self-therapist, but I've been a therapist for friends as well. I've always been the go-to for advice, even when I was younger. And I was just like, oh my God, that's where my passion lies. That's where my passion lies. I was actually watching Trent Shelton, and I was just like, his passion coming through. I was like, oh my God, when I'm talking to my friend on the phone, I do be sweating and everything, talking about how helping people, about spiritual awakening, about narcissistic abuse. It's like, fucking hell, I'm just so excited. And I was like, that's passion. And I was like, wow. And it was like this aha moment. It was like, whoa, my God. It was like, that's what it's all for. That's what it's about. It's turning my experiences, my past, my hardship into my purpose. it's like, that's what it was all for. And it was like this massive wake-up call. Instead of feeling sorry for myself and saying, why am I being punished? Why was I suffering abuse after abuse after abuse? I realized that's why. So I can help the next person. And it's this switch just flipped. And ever since then, I feel the pull of my purpose. And all I want to do is help people. And that brought me back to life. It actually really did. Because I was sitting there crying and I was like watching this event and I was like, there's a chance for me. There's actually a chance for me again to live. Not just live, but to make a difference. And that's the beauty of it. Like, that's the point. We're here to be of service. We're here to discover a passion or a purpose or, you know, any kind of career that fills us with joy, but that makes a difference. Not just for us, but for the world. We're here to turn everything we've ever felt or known into something purposeful. Like, you know, and it's such a beautiful thing, you know, to understand. It makes you feel less angry and less bitter. You know, instead of being angry with the universe or God, you know, and saying, why the fuck did you punish me my whole life? Why was it a struggle? We actually chose this. Our souls predetermined and pre-orchestrated our lives before we came into it. So it was pre-planned. And, you know, the way I see it is that every lifetime we make the same mistakes over and over and over again. And every lifetime we try and do it a little bit better. And what I feel is that this lifetime anyway, there was so much fucked up hardship. It's like every hardship from every lifetime is combined together into one lifetime. And we have to do all of the shit at once. And it's fucked up. Like, it really is fucked up. Because if I wrote a list of all the stuff that I've been through, you know, you'd be reading it for days. And it's like it's like this ultimate test. We come into this lifetime prepared to do it all at once, prepared to fix it all at once. So the past life trauma, the childhood trauma, all of it mixed together. And you elevate to such a high level after passing all the fucking tests in one go, and you become a superhuman. And that's effectively what's after happening. We're becoming, we've gained superpowers by healing from our experiences. And that's it. Like, for example, we're a lot of us are empaths, so that we take on other people's energy. That makes us really good helpers and really good for service work. But we feel everything. And an unhealed empath is susceptible to attracting narcissistic abuse, is a little bit naive. And I won't say naive, a little bit. It's kind of overly trusting. And that's the way I was. I was overly trusting of other people. And, you know, I got caught short a lot of times, you know, and a lot of people broke me and, you know, deceived me. But now, as a healed empath, we have super fucking powers. We really do. It's like, you know, you can fucking see a fucking narcissist before they even enter the room. You can just feel that energy. You know what I mean? So we don't get fucked over anymore because we literally see through everything. And that's the beauty of being a healed empath. We have higher intuitive abilities. I'm like, you know, this is all of us that are going through this healing or awakening. We all have the ability to open our spiritual gifts. Telepathy and reading people is one of the biggest gifts that we have. Feeling people is it. It's not really even reading somebody, it's feeling them, feeling their energy, watching their body language, hearing their voice. You know what I mean? Before I was so gullible. If you looked up gullible in the dictionary, you would have seen a fucking picture of me. I swear to fuck. That's how trusting I was. So, and Jesus, I would know someone was lying and I would be like, no, they wouldn't lie to me. And then I'd be like, okay. And I'd be like, fucking believe them. Jesus, like. Anyway. And like now, you know, I can feel, I can feel that energy and I know when someone is lying. So, you know, it does gain, it gives us superpowers to have healed from all the trauma that we've healed from. We become stronger physically, we become stronger emotionally, but we become really strong spiritually. And that's when our gifts start to open. And that's another way we can actually, make a career or a purpose as well, is through our spiritual gifts and our spiritual insight. And I think that's a really effective way to be a good coach as well, is to have that intuitive ability, to be able to, like that empathic, intuitive ability to able to help clients. And this is what we're here for. You know what I mean? And like we can question it over and over again. What's this all for? And I think, it takes for us to go through all of the shit to really kind of go, it's like the surrender moment. It's like, what is it all fucking for? And that's when we start to awaken to the truth. That's when we start to awaken to who we really are. And, I was on my spiritual journey since 2018, before my relapse. So I knew there was something more for me. But yet, because I allowed myself around toxic energy for a long time and a fear-based entity attached to me, I was gone to fuck, like, I was just gone. And, like, I lost it all again. And, even though deep down I still knew I had a purpose on this planet, I was so unwell that I actually felt, what's the point? I actually got to that depths of despair that I didn't feel like I was capable of coming back again to have the strength to do anything. Genuinely, I was that bad. And in regaining that strength again, and this is the isolation, the cocoon phase that we go into, that's what gives you those superpowers. And that's another thing as well. We can question, why does everyone leave? Why am I being isolated on this journey? Why am I all alone? That alone time is so important, because when you're on this spiritual journey, or, if you're triggered by the word spiritual, awakening journey, waking up to the truth, you're, by the way, we're all spiritual beings living a human experience. So anyway, if you're actually triggered by the word spiritual, it's because your soul is kind of going, hey, that's you. Anyway, so, when we're on this awakening journey and we're put into isolation, this is very important. This is a very important stage of our growth, because if we continue to be around people that no longer align with us, who are still speaking 3D language, matrix language, they're going to plant seeds of doubt and hold us back. So if we turn around to them and told them I'm going to start my own business and, become a life coach, they would have been like, yeah, but stick to the easy route. Get a secure job. Do it the old way. Do it the way we did it. Anyway, you know what I mean? And so they're going to plant seeds of doubt. So the isolation period is there for you to not seek outside yourself for that advice. Seek the wrong people for that advice. And that's what I started to do when I was in that isolation. I continued to watch Dean and Tony, and I continued to watch webinars and do courses around coaching. And this built my confidence. And I was also doing intense fucking inner child healing at the same time, because Jesus, you know what I mean? I was really in the depths of despair at the time. So I was kind of healing alongside growing. And I finally realized when I started to get strength in me that I had to be isolated. I wouldn't have been able to follow my purpose if I had still been surrounded by low vibrational energy or people. So I actually started to feel grateful for my alone time, because I realized that's what made me strong. That's what made me realize the truth. That's what made me discover my passion. That's what made me determined to succeed. Because, when any of you will know that when you get to the darkest depths of hell, it's hard to come out of it. And I've been there a few times, and the last time was between 21 and 23. And it was the final straw for me. It was the last time that I will ever let myself get to that. And it's something I promised to myself since then. It's just like, I will never, ever. And I said it already. You know what I mean? And that's the reason I walked away from my dad. Because it reminded me of the way I felt after an 8-year narcissistically abusive relationship. That's how bad I'd gotten. It was nearly worse. But I swore I would never after my 2 toxic relationships in my 20s, I swore I would never let another human being take me away again, as in make me lose myself and lose all sense of self, make me angry, make me, have arguments and all that kind of stuff. And when that started happening with my dad, I was like, this is not it. This is not right. I swore I'd never let another man fucking make me feel this kind of shaky anger again. And that's when I blocked him. Because I was like, I will never let another human being take away from me myself. And that's what it was. I lost myself. So that was the last straw for me, because I was like, no. This is me coming back as Angela 2.0. I will never let another human being do those things, or never allow myself to be in those situations so that can happen. And that really gave me the strength to push forward and to fight through that darkness, because I know I'm here for more, and I know I'm on my purpose path at the moment, which is so fulfilling. But when you get, it's like, it is that massive wake-up call. It's that call to action. It's like, it's either you disappear right now and never exist in this lifetime, or you flip that fucking switch and you do that fucking work. And that's what I did. And it led me to my purpose. And that's so beautiful. When we actually make those hard decisions to move away from what's holding us back, to walk away from what's holding us back. A lot of the times we're like, what is my purpose? Why am I here? You don't have to ask why. Once you make those hard decisions and walk away from stuff that's not serving you, the universe will literally go, here you go. There's your purpose. There you go. They literally hand it to you on a plate. And I'm just like, so I was, blue in the face from trying to figure out what my purpose really was. What is it? And you're trying to run after something and you don't know what you're running after. But then when you actually get to a stage where you surrender, you make all the hard decisions, walk away from the people you need to walk away from, all of a sudden, the universe literally hands you your purpose. Because it was like 2 months after I walked away from everyone I needed to walk away from, family included, that I was given that glimmer of hope again. So I didn't have to run after it. I just had to make really difficult decisions for me, for my path to unfold. And that's the beauty of it. Make those decisions. Choose yourself. Choose your healing. Choose your growth. Choose that you want more. And then the universe will present you with your purpose. And they will prove to you that you can turn your pain into your superpower. So thank you so much for listening today, and I really hope this resonates. If it does, please like and share, and please subscribe to my channel so I can reach as many people as possible. And if you would like help on your journey, please book me for a discovery call today, and I'd love nothing more than to help you on your path.